Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss about inheritance. So inheritance is an OOP feature where a child class acquires the properties and behaviors of a parent class. So when I say properties and behavior, it is nothing but the variables and the methods which is present inside the class. So why do we need to use inheritance? One major reason is code reusability, where we can reuse the existing code. Second, avoid duplication, so where we can avoid the duplicates. And the third is it is easier for maintenance and extension. And the last is it also helps to implement polymorphism. So these are all the reasons why do we need to use inheritance. Now let's take a sample program where I need to print the name and address of a student and a teacher. Okay, where I want to print students name and address and a teacher's name and address without the help of inheritance. Then we can see what is the drawback of that particular code and how to overcome that particular code with the help of inheritance. Okay, fine. Now let me create a class called main class. Okay. Second, I am going to create a students class. Okay. So in the student class, I am going to have two members. One is name, string name, and another one is address, string address. Now I'll have a method called display details, where I'm going to print the name and address of a student. So I'll give system.out.println name, I'll give a space, then I'll have an address. Now I'll have one more class called teacher. So in the teachers class, I'm going to have member called name and address. I'm going to print the name and address of a teacher as well. So I'll give string name, string address. I'm going to display details of the teacher now. So here I'm going to print name of the teacher and address of the teacher with a space. Fine. Now we'll go to the main method, because if I want to access these members, I have to create an object for the student class and also for the teacher class. So public static void main string args. Okay, fine. I'll create an object for the student class. Student s equal to new student. Now with the help of the object s, I can access the members which is present inside the student. Now I have to initialize value for name and address. So if I want to access the member, I can give s dot name is equal to, I'll give the value as Tamil, and s dot address is equal to, I'll give it as Coimbatore. Fine. Now I am going to get object for teacher class. So teacher t equal to new teacher. Fine. So with the help of the object t, I'm going to access the member of a teacher class. So t dot name equal to, I'll give Venki, and t dot address equal to Hyderabad. Okay. Now I want to display the details of a student. So I'll give s dot display details. Now I want to display the details of the teacher. So with the help of object t, I'm going to call display details. Okay. Let me save the code and let me run the code. See here, I've got Tamil, Coimbatore, Venki, Hyderabad. This is the details of a student and this is the details of a teacher. So here, what is the disadvantage? Code duplication. So here, the same code I have written in the teacher class also. Okay. We cannot reuse the code in this concept. To avoid the duplication, we can go for the concept of inheritance. Okay. Where we can reuse the code. Let me write the code with the help of inheritance. Now we have seen without inheritance. Now we'll see with inheritance. Okay, fine. So here, as we have discussed earlier, that inheritance is one of the feature in OOPS concept where a child class acquires the properties and behaviors of a parent class. So here what I'm going to have is, I'll have one class called person. Okay, because teacher and student is a person. Okay, so I'll have the name, a person will have a name, a person will have an address. So here I'll consider this as a parent class. I'll consider this as a parent class. Now I'll have one class called student. This is the child class. I'll have this as a child class where I'm going to, the child class acquires the properties of a parent class. So I can use a keyword called extends, where the student class, that is child class, acquires the properties of parent class. So I'll have this. So in this case, in the class student, I don't want to give name and address. Instead, I can take from the parent class. If this required, I can take from the parent class where I don't want to give name and address once again. So where we can reuse the code. Okay, so this is the concept of inheritance. Okay, similarly, if you want to have one more class called teacher class, so I can give teacher extends person, because even the teacher class is going to have name and address where I'm going to take from the parent class. Okay, this is the concept of inheritance. Now let's write it as a program. Okay. So I'll have a class called parent. I'll have the class as person. So this is a class. So in this class, I'm going to have member called name and address. And I'm going to have the method called display details. I'm going to print the name and the address with a space. Okay, so I'll consider this class as a parent class. Now this as a child class. So class student extends person, which means student is a child class. It is going to acquire the properties and behaviors of the parent class called person. Okay, so I don't want to give name and address again. Instead, I'll have a member called int student ID. That's it. I'm not going to have any other members inside the student class, because what are all the details I need, I have given in the parent class itself. I can take from the parent class. Similarly for a teacher, so I'll have class teacher. This is one of the child class. I'm going to take the properties from the parent class. So I have to use a keyword called extends person. Similarly with teacher, will have an ID, right? So I'll give int employee ID. Okay, that's all. Now I'll go to the main method. Class main. So main method public static void main string args. Now I'm going to create an object for the student class. Student s equal to new student. Now student, I have created an object for the student class. Now the student class can acquire the properties and behavior for parent class. So here what do I have? Name and address. So I'm going to take name and address of a student. So in the main class, with the help of object yes, I'm going to call name. I'll give student name as Tamil. Address of the student is Coimbatore. So here I have a member called student ID, right? So let me give the ID also. S dot student ID is equal to 1001. I'm going to create an object for the class teacher. Teacher t equal to new teacher. Fine. Now with this, I'm going to get the name of the teacher, address of the teacher, and ID. So t dot employee ID, which is equal to, I'll give 101. I'll give short. Now let me display the details of the student. So I'll give s dot display details, because I'm going to display the details of the student, and I'm going to display the details of the parent. Okay, let me save the code. Let me run the code now. See, I've got Tamil Coimbatore Venki Hyderabad once again, but I have not given display details in the student class and also display details in the teacher class. but I have got the details, which means when I call s dot display details, it takes from the parent class. Okay, when I call t dot display details, it takes from the parent class. Okay, this is the concept of inheritance, where we have reused the code. So this code I have reused. So I don't want to give here in student class and the teacher class, where I have reused the code, and also I have avoided the duplication, because if the same thing I need to have it in teacher class and the same I need to have it in the student class. So this is the purpose. Why do we use the concept of inheritance? The major reason we can say is code reusability. That is one thing. And the next one is avoid duplication. Okay, I hope you're clear. So with the help of the object, yes, I'm going to give the name of the student, s dot name Tamil, because we have in the parent class name and address, we have it in the parent class. So this name and address I can use it in this student class also, because it can acquire the properties of a parent, that is person is a parent. Similarly, I can use the name and address in the teacher class also, because teacher is a child class, person is a parent class. I can say in this way: one parent, two children. So first children is student and the second children is teacher, like this. So the name and address I have it in the, and also display details method I have it in the parent class. So this can be accessed by both the children. Student class also can acquire the properties, teacher class also can acquire the properties. So if I want to consider a parent and a child relationship, I have to use a keyword called extends. So only then the compiler will understand teacher is a child class and the person is a parent class. Okay, this is a relationship. In inheritance we can say this is a relationship. So this is a perfect example for is a relationship in inheritance.